Morning everyone. Today has been basically, I think I massively over pushed my ankle yesterday, lugging wheels around and driving over 160 miles, and it just generally too much. So today I've compensated for that by lying down for so far the entire day. Ankle's feeling a lot better though. Strained too many of the already not in a great form ligaments, yeah. Just something I need to be careful of, unless I want to go to the doctor and get myself some crutches and a plastic boot, neither of which I particularly want to do. Apart from anything, it'd probably take me about 24 hours to get all of that done, because have you heard what's going on with the NHS at the moment? Ginormous delays in all directions. So I don't want to add to those delays, taking up doctor's valuable time with my foot. Let's go grab Jasper from school and then we can carry on talking about the many very interesting things that are going on in the news at the moment. You know, it is quite tricky to produce YouTube videos, by the way, when you basically can't walk, which is one of the reasons why I haven't got round to doing those Geek Out EV videos yet. It is something I'm absolutely going to be doing. But we're not there yet. Okay, so while I wait, I think the theme of today's vlog post is going to be waiting. I am waiting for my ankle to get better. Desperate to get back on the running machine. I need to be patient. They don't like being patient. Well, I've got short-term patience. And what I mean by that is, if I am trying to teach Jasper something or trying to coerce him into behaving or whatever, that kind of thing, I have loads of patience for. But if I am having to wait for the delivery of my Model S, then I'm very impatient. So sort of short-term patient, long-term impatient. This foot is not going to get better by the time I get home. Long-term patience thing required there. Much as it is for the people waiting for their Model 3s at the moment. Although luckily, they are starting to be delivered in reasonably decent numbers. You can kind of see that from the increase in videos that are showing up on YouTube, people reviewing Model 3s and etc, etc. While we're on the subject of things I'm waiting for, I'm also waiting for spring. When it's winter time, my natural inclination is just to basically curl up in a ball and wait for spring anyway. Throw into that the fact that I need to try and stay off my foot for as much of the day as I can, and yeah, I very much just want to curl up into a ball and hibernate for the next month and a half. But I can't do that. And this is kind of where I was going with this whole waiting thing. Tesla, you know, they've had a bit of flack recently from Bob Lutz. You know, everyone knows him, presumably, the guy at GM who introduced the Volt and had been previously involved in various other cars, various other manufacturers in his long, illustrious automobile career. And he has said that you should pick up a Model S because it's going to make a great collector's car when they go bust. And I don't think Tesla's going to go bust. Let's just clear that up right away. But at the same time, they don't make a profit at the moment. They're not viable. They're not in a sustainable footing from a car company point of view. So who can say what will happen in the future? One thing is for sure, the patience of customers, investors, banks, it's not limitless. Eventually Tesla is going to need to start turning a profit. I think when it comes to investors, you know, patience is the operative word here. It's a very innovative company, and car companies tend to work at two different scales. You have the small, sort of bespoke guys in their garage type car company, and they can be profitable because they make, you know, a lot of money on high value speciality type vehicles, which is basically where Tesla started with the Roadster. You know, they could have stopped there and maybe made some money, or at least, you know, if they'd brought out a Roadster version 2 straight away and just concentrated on very low volume, high price sports cars, they probably could have, you know. That isn't what they wanted to do. What they wanted to do was build their company up until they turned it into one of the other kinds of car company out there, the really big ones, which also turn a profit. It's the ones in the middle that don't. And it's the ones that try and go from small to large that tend to run the risk of going bust. Tesla is attempting to insure against that risk of going bust by being outrageously innovative and having a huge amount of brand and just general oomph and what's that word? Momentum. Huge amount of momentum behind them. I think it's going to be enough. I think, you know, when Model 3's really rolling off the production line at pace, they will have the financial funds they need to be relatively sustainable. But, you know, we'll see, which is where that long-term patience comes in. It is hard though. Being patient, it can be really, really tough. Something else you have to be patient for. I have been waiting for about a month to see the test fire of Falcon Heavy. In fact, actually, technically speaking, I've been waiting for the test demo flight for Falcon Heavy. But the test fire, the static hold down fire, has to happen first, and that keeps getting put back. It was put back initially because of the Atlas V rocket that was being launched from Cape Canaveral on the same range, so you couldn't have them both going on at the same time, and the Atlas V took priority, of course, because that's an actual launch and not just some test of an experimental rocket. And then there was the US government shutdown. And I mean, it's an ongoing saga. I look forward to this test fire, and I sincerely hope the thing doesn't just blow up. Patience, James. It will happen. Right, and I think that's about all the time I've got now, so I'll see you at home when I've got Jasper. Right, I'm just going to go and see if I bought him some new Nerf bullets. He's been very patient over the last, I guess, a couple of weeks. Time to go see if that patience has been rewarded. Jumping out.
I want something if I can find my son.
Well, yeah, okay, but I don't know if it's here yet, Monkey. Yeah, Father Christmas gave Jasper a small Nerf gun. Oh well, looks like Jasper's going to have to be a bit more patient. You know, what makes being patient with my foot all the harder is it basically is fully functional now. I'm hobbling so that it doesn't ache like crazy in a few hours' time, which is what will happen. Oh, hang on, Jasper's calling me. Oh. No, I'm sorry, the package hasn't turned up yet. Should come later. No, hopefully later today. Yeah, see you later. Well, it looks like somebody's patience has been rewarded today. Come, Jasper, pop a t-shirt on. You've been doing exercises again. What'd you say?
Thanks!
I think it fits well. Let's try.
No.
Oh, yeah, it works well. They're a bit fast, aren't they?
Thanks, Daddy.
My pleasure. Oh dear. Hello. Oh, where's the light gone? Oh well. That's really annoying. Oh, it's upstairs. You see, this is the problem I'm having with my foot here at the moment, right? Everything I want to do seems to involve me moving around. I guess this is it, isn't it? You have to be patient, and some of the people who have to be the most patient in life, I think, are people who are wanting an EV, preferably long range, preferably not too expensive, good cargo capacity. There's not a lot to choose from at the moment, and it does help if you have deep pockets. And of course, the other thing people are waiting for from a car point of view is autonomous technology, which is still years away, and then more years for governments to catch up. Although I think governments will probably get behind it quite quickly if large companies come to them and say, look, we have this, we stand behind it, it's going to work. Because countries are going to want to be on the forefront of that technology, I think. Either way, one thing is for sure, we are all going to have to be patient. Even when it comes to things like solving CO2 emissions and renewable energy and all the rest of it, we've got to do what we can, but none of it's going to have an immediate impact. Even if all new cars from right now were electric, it would still take 12 months before you'd even start to see a dip in the carbon emissions in the UK. Speaking of things I need to be patient for, I have got like a load of ideas that I really want to shoot videos for and put them out on Geek Out EV, and they almost all involve some form of something which isn't going to work well with my foot in its current condition. So I'm just going to have to muddle through as best I can until it's better. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next instalment of my daily vlog. Bye! I wanted to do an Instagram shot of my car with the grey wheels. Guess what? That involves putting my shoes on, going outside, taking the shot, coming back inside. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's that accumulation of wear and tear on my ankle, and I cannot wait for it to not be a problem anymore. Wow, I'm going to be so much more careful with my ankles from now on.